Hi, my name is Jennifer Howie-Broome. I was born in October 26, 1970. I'm a Scorpio. I was one of the popular names of the 70s, Jennifer and Michael. Born a girl, so obviously got the girl named Jennifer. My month was pretty non-eventful for that year. One of the biggest things is public television, PBS came about, so Sesame Street, things like that we've all enjoyed. Some of the Alaskan shows that show the great outdoors came about in October of 1970. Country music, Merle Haggard was awarded the 4th Country Music Award in October of 1970. We had many TV shows that were quite popular and in the 1970s, and one of the more popular characters that was created in October of 1970 was Mary Tyler Moore. I myself didn't really watch that show, but I know many people did. That comes from history.org.com. We had national news in October of 1970. The USSR performed a nuclear test, and the United States and the United Soviet Union signed an agreement to explore space together. So that opportunity began for exploration of 2 great superpowers to join forces in space. We have been in 1970, the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Norman E. Borlaug. In our sports area, we have the Baltimore Orioles, which beat the Cincinnati Reds in 4 games to 1 in the 67th World Series. Plane carrying the whole Wichita State University football team unfortunately crashed and killed 30 people. Here in Detroit, Billy Martin was named manager of the Detroit Tigers. That's pretty much the synopsis for the month of October for me. In 1970, some big events that happened across the world were obviously the 70s were really popular for disco and entertainers. We had in the White House, Elvis Presley actually visited President Nixon. The Beatles broke up in 1970. Some other TV series that were very popular in 1970 were The Odd Couple, McCloud, enjoyed by many. The Odd Couple I watched as a child growing up, so I know it was an interesting show. A slob and a OCD person living together, if anybody can imagine. In national news for the United States, Nixon ordered the invasion of Cambodia, which triggered the students across the United States in college campuses rioting and triggered the Kent State shootings. 4 people died during that. I remember that as a child being talked about with the Vietnam War in Cambodia, and nobody in the United States can ever forget that war, so that's impressive. The Boeing 747 made its initial voyage in 1970, and the Apollo 13 launched to the moon, but had to come back to Earth because it was unable to land for 6 days. In sports in 1970, we had the NFL realign itself into 3 divisions, down from 4. The Tigers, this is an interesting fact, L.K. Line collided with another player and actually swallows his own tongue. Wow, would have loved to have been at that game. The Yankees catcher, Thurman Munson, wins the American League Rookie of the Year. Some other things that are important about the cost of living in the 1970s was way different than it is here now. Stamps were 6 cents, a quart of milk, 33 cents, and a movie ticket was $1.50. I'd have to say that we as a society have evolved since the 1970s. A car was $4,000 and we're up to about $50,000 for a car now. So things are changing. as well as our average salary, which was about $18,000 a year, sometimes less, depending on what type of job you had then. We are obviously in the year 2015, and we are all attached to our cell phones, our computers, YouTube in this classroom. I always, when I see patients that are 90 years old or greater, I think what they've seen in their lifetime. And I am coming from the 1970s. I just look at the changes that I've seen, the microwave, and the technology that we have today that we didn't have then. I hope it's a good thing for our society. And in closing, I just want to say that I hope you have some great comments for me to improve my speech on. Thank you.